welcome everybody to day 6 of Eat, Shrink and Be Merry in Lockdown. Today we're going to be talking about how to curb your carb cravings, aka your isolation indulgences, or just basically all your snacks, sweets, candy, desserts. A topic close to my own heart because I do have a sweet tooth, so I've got a lot to share with you. Okay, but first and foremost, I do want to go back and see if you replayed any of the sessions from last week. Because really I'm trying to get you to start shifting your thinking between, again, what you're currently doing and all those 5 factors of sleep, hydration, exercise, obviously food, and then your mindset, to shifting it between what you're currently doing in those areas to maybe fuel or fail your body, and moving it so you're definitely fueling your body. Very, very key. So wondering what you did with that. Even perhaps if you just had the odd thought of, well, I wonder how I could be doing differently. And even if you followed that up with an action, even better. The whole point is to get you shifting from doing something mindlessly to mindful. Very, very key. And then eventually getting you to be mindless, but everything's a knee-jerk healthy action. So, or your mindlessness then in the future is healthy and healthful for your body and your whole well-being. So that's the whole key thing. So right now, whatever you're doing that's not working for you it could be just mindless habits. So let's get to mindful. And actually on that note, a while back, and I don't know if they're still doing it, in New York, they made a ruling that everything had to have the calorie content on it, especially with, I think it was all to do with coffee bars, cakes and everything like that, and burgers and everything. So people knew, they had the knowledge of what they were actually eating. And I'm going to show you one of those now, and I want to see whether this surprises you. Yeah, each adult only needs 2,000 a day, and in that muffin or brownie is 470 calories. Now, obviously in America, cakes and brownies and everything like that, they are larger. I know, because I lived there for 19 years. So yes, but that's not the point. The point is, if you are informed of, have the knowledge of what you're really taking in, would you do it? Or would you change your habits? So it's very, very key. Okay, all right, so on to today, cravings, indulgences, all things sweet snacks. If you are here because you want to get healthy, you want to lose some weight, you want to not gain any weight, particularly whilst in isolation or lockdown, or you just want to have some more energy, then I want you to really start to think about what you are eating with your snacks and your sweets and your desserts. Because say if you are eating healthy meals or you're working towards that, you could be undoing it completely with your snacking and your desserts. You could be doubling, tripling, quadrupling your calories, your sugar, your fat content, just in those alone. So hopefully this session will open your eyes up a little bit more, give you some different options, and make you realize that you really can have your cake and eat it. Just choose a healthier cake most of the time. That's the key thing. It's about real life here and real food, but there's so many different things you can do to make it work for you. All right, so first of all, I want to talk about why do you reach out for snacks? Is it boredom? Is it just because it's there? Is it stress? Is it a habit? Is it because you're tired? Is it even because you're thirsty? And I mentioned this last week. Some things to think about. And obviously, I just want you to answer that for you because it's going to be different for everybody. But start to realize why you're reaching out for them. Do you really need it? You know, do you really need anything? Are you just doing it again out of boredom or whatever it might be? What else can you have instead? Is there a healthier option? Or maybe what else can you just go and do instead? Perhaps if it's boredom. Or not real hunger or anything. Or maybe drink instead of eat. So there's so many options to think about. The key thing is, obviously, if it is stress related, you need to be dealing with that. But I absolutely know that if you are dealing more successfully with those other pillars in your life, the other pieces of your jigsaw puzzle. They will support your body to be able to cope with the stress a lot better. So that's a key thing, and that's why I keep going on about these 5 pillars, because the more you do to fuel them, the more they're going to support you in every area of your life. And if you are fueling yourself better through real food, there is less likelihood that you will crave carbs during the day. You won't have those uncontrollable cravings or that bottomless stomach that I'm sure we've all experienced. Okay, if you currently do and you are experiencing those things, as I say, it's probably because you're lacking in some nutrients, some other areas of your life. If you are so tired, you're going to be reaching out. If you are thirsty, everything like that, it's all got to work in sync. So again, re-look at those other areas. Are they supporting you? All right, now the key thing when we talk about snacks, desserts, cakes, whatever it might be, it's not the one-offs that are going to make any difference. It doesn't matter if you eat the largest burger in the world you can find. Well, that's not really a snack, but anyway. Or let's say a tub of ice cream or a whole cake in a day, one session or one sit down. That's, well, you're not going to feel very good, but that's okay. It's what you do consistently over time that creates your weight, your health, your energy, your well-being. That's what it's about. So what are you doing? What are you actually eating on a consistent basis, and how much? So it's about quality. What is it you're eating? The quantity, how much? And obviously frequency, how often? So let's look at that. Let's look at what you're doing, and I'm going to give you a whole load of options here. I'm surrounded by snacks and treats right here, so I can hold them up and show you. Okay. Let's first of all hit on quality. What is it that you're grabbing for snacks and desserts and things? So if you're looking to lose weight or not put on the bulge or whatever, you might be looking at sugar-free or fat-free. And that's fine, because hopefully you're not having massive quantities. But just be aware that obviously if you do sugar-free, it might be artificial sugars like your glucose, your sucrose, your aspartame, what else is there? Corn syrup, fructose. So just be aware, because they are not good for your body. Why is that? Well, they're toxic. First of all, so they're going to give your body more chemicals to build up those toxins inside your gut. We talked about that on Friday. And they're just poison. So you really, okay, you have to eat massive amounts for it to be that way, but just be aware. And the other key thing is, how does your body treat them? So you eat something with some artificial sweeteners in it, and it makes your tongue talks to your brain, and your brain talks to your stomach. It's all amazing, all communicate. So you put it on your tongue, your taste buds go, "Way, I'm in for some sugar." Tells your brain, and your brain tells your stomach to expect some sugar. Your stomach doesn't get any sugar because it's the artificial sweetener. It's that just that tiny chemical. It doesn't get sugar. So then your body is still expecting the sugar, and you will crave more sugar. It's a dangerous, vicious cycle. So all the artificial sugars in everything, and we're going to be looking at dressings and sauces, and spreads, and then obviously all your fizzy drinks and everything that you drink. And obviously it's all in foods and snacks and desserts. So be aware. I do still eat a number of things, but again, it's about the frequency and quantity. It's not in huge amounts. Okay, so be aware of that. If they're fat-free, or usually they replace the fat with sugar. So be aware of that, because that's going to load on the weight as well. Dairy is actually different. If you see a low-fat dairy, cottage cheese, whatever it might be, the fat in dairy is saturated fat, the bad fat. And if they take the fat out and make it low fat, they don't replace it with anything else. They can't put a whole load of sugar in cheese, so it's not going to happen. So it's good if your goal is to lose weight, it's good to get low fat dairy. So that's a great thing when we move on to talking about the snacks and options for desserts and everything. So keep that in mind. All right, so your goal might not be to lose weight or you know, you're trying to beat the bulge whilst in isolation or lockdown. You might just like your normal foods and desserts and snacks with all the normal ingredients in them. Great, fine. Just try to find them with the most natural ingredients. So not those that have been on the shelf for ages, wrapped in a sealed wrapper with preservatives in it, because it's going to be loaded with chemicals. So just try and buy it as fresh as possible, or obviously make it as fresh as possible. So that's the key thing with normal snacks and desserts and everything. All right, okay, so that is about quality. Quantity, what can I say? It's all about you, your build, your current weight, your goal. What are your health and weight goals? And really, if it's a snack or a dessert, how much do you really need? And again, if you need a lot, go back to your other things, like how much are you really eating for a meal? Are you eating enough fiber to fill you up? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you drinking enough and hydrating? I know, same old, but it's good. Repetition is key, by the way. I'm absolute, that is true. I'm not making that up just to make myself feel better about being very repetitive. Repetition is key to you remembering and it rejigging your thinking and you changing your habits. Very, very key. Okay, so let's look at more about quantity. So portion control. If you literally right now, if your goal was to cut down, then if you literally cut your portions of your snacks and your desserts and maybe even your meals in half, you would end up losing weight. So maybe think about that and just end up eating it a little bit slower. And the key thing is about any of these snacks and desserts and sweets and candy, it's the first couple of mouthfuls that actually taste the best. After that, are you really eating it just because it's there? Something to think about. So lessen your portion, share it with somebody. And you know, if all else fails, don't buy it. Don't have it in the house. I know there's some things I don't buy deliberately because I will eat them all. Hell, I love eating. I love all these foods. I will eat it all. I know what not to buy. And then sometimes I go shopping and I sort of forget, or then I think, oh, this time I'll be fine. Ah, surprise, surprise, I'm not. And it all goes again. It's life. And again, that's okay as long as you know how to get back on track. Okay. Frequency. So we've done quality, quantity. So what are you eating? How much are you eating? And then frequency. Again, if you just eat one odd day or one day a week, fine. But if you're doing it every day or frequently throughout the day, that's going to be bad for your energy, let alone then if you do have a weight loss goal or just not putting on weight while we're all in isolation. So again, your frequency is huge depending on what your goal is and your energy levels, as I say. All right, so, and the more you fill up with nutrients in the other areas, then the better you'll feel and you won't feel like reaching out for these snacks in between your meals. All right, so first thing is obviously replace them with a healthier option. And there's loads. You can still snack and have desserts and sweets and candy, but there's all loads of different options to make it a healthier version. So what else is there? We'll look at that. And maybe don't buy so much. It's been proven that if you go to Costco or somewhere, if you buy these huge bags of crisps and chips and biscuits and cookies and everything, you will eat more. It's just human nature. They know it. That's why they do it. And you do it. So just be aware if you have huge bags or huge quantities of something at home, you will probably eat more of it knowing there's more there. They do have the thing saying eat any snack or everything out of a bowl. Yeah, you know, I can't do that. But if you can, kudos to you. I can't, but that's another way to do it. Just put your portion in a bowl and then you eat that, and when it's gone, psychologically you think, oh, I've emptied the bowl, don't need any more. Whereas if you eat out of a packet, a large packet, you will keep on eating. Just an idea, as I say, I can't do it. There you go. It's just what you do. And again, with frequency and what you reach for, if you're with a family who don't want to be doing this with you, then maybe separate and have your own snack cupboard. Have your own yummy part of the fridge for your foods that you like to eat, or a drawer in the fridge for you and then the freezer. Again, you've got to find what works for you to make your snacks healthier, and the frequency is going to work for whatever your health and weight goal is. All right, so let's get down to the options and this massive food surrounding me here. Is it a bit sad actually that I do have so many snacks and desserts in my home? Probably, but I'm good at controlling the amount and the frequency. Yeah, and the quantity. All right, I like options. That's what I'm going to say. It's all about options. And that actually segues me nicely into my first key point. When you want a snack, so we're going to do snacks first, and then we'll go on to desserts. When you want a snack, have a think, because you know whether it's something sweet you want or something salty or savory you want. You just know it. So that's what you're going to be looking for. So I'm going to run through some sweet snacks and then go into your savory ones. And all of these will cross over for dessert. So that's something to think about. All right, so, okay, we'll run through some sweet things. First of all, and I know you'll probably go, but yogurts, any sort of yogurts, but you know, I go with my Fudge, Greek yogurt, and you can go with any low-fat yogurt, preferably, because, or low sugar yogurt. Just look on the sugar level of the yogurts; they can be loaded, and it's just not worth it. But with this, you know, you can put fruit on top, jam on top, mix in some honey. Don't forget about your cinnamons of the world. Don't forget about your stevias of the world. They make fantastic ways to sweeten it. Also, you can get some 0 calorie, 0 sugar syrups. Yes, they're sweetened with artificial sweeteners, but I'm not lugging back the whole bottle. It's very sweet, so you're only having a little bit. Again, quantity matters. You can get these online, and there's another load actually. If you look online, they're called Walden Farms, W-A-L-D-E-N, Walden Farms, and I love them. They do everything from dressings, dessert, syrups, all sorts of things. If I was you though, they do a lot of like peanut butters and things like that without the fat. Don't worry with all that, or mayonnaises. Ignore that because they don't taste so good. Just get the ones in the bottle. We'll talk more about that when I do dressings and everything, but they do pancake syrup, it's like blueberry sauce, things like that, and they're very good, and they are no calories and no real sugar. So again, all in a balance and just small amounts. Again, but going to more natural, you know, look at these stevia drops. This one is vanilla cream and this one's coconut. They come in many, many, many different flavors. Great to mix in with your desserts or your yogurt. So I'd recommend those. I have some rice dessert here. It is, low fat. Oh God, it's very sadly chocolate fudge cake. What can I say? Ooh, artificial stuff. But I usually just have half of it to satiate that sweet desire. And actually I've had this for a while and I haven't eaten this yet, just by the way. The things I do actually like, and I eat a lot of, are the chocolate ones, because I'm a confirmed chocoholic. But these are Aero. They're the low fat something, well, a few calories anyway. The mint are a few more. Don't care about that. But just not the normal ones. So the chocolate Aeros and the mint ones, love them. It's just nice and lightweight for a dessert or just to satiate that sugar. Obviously Jellos in America, jelly here, you can get a packet and make it up. I prefer to get the sugar-free ones because again, I don't want all the extra sugar. I get my sugar from other sources like my chocolate. Very important. But I did find these the other day. I actually found them in Sainsbury's for people here. And these are, it says low cal or 10 cal, they're jellies. And actually they're really good and they do different flavors. They do a mango one. Yum. So again, sometimes, you know I'm not hungry, but I just want something. So this is just 10 cals. I put some whipped spray cream on top. Yum. All right. All else, don't forget frozen fruit as well as fresh fruit. But frozen fruit is great for a snack. If you've ever had frozen mango, oh, I mean, mango's great anyway, but frozen mango chunks, again, it's really good. And that frozen thing, it numbs your desire for anything else. Just a thought. Some other yummy frozen things. In America, fudgesicles, but here they're called milk lollies. So they're really good because it's like in one serving and 3 different flavors. So I like those too. Okay, of course, let's not forget cookies, biscuits. What do I have in my little box here? Well, I'm pretty boring, I must admit, but I do mix it in. It might look very well behaved, but I do mix it in with my chocolate and my whipped cream. I just make up like a layer. Hey, it's whatever works. So here, I find what works for me is ginger snaps, rich tea, and then I do have some shortbread biscuits. Because again, just whichever desire I have, I go for that. And talking of chocolate, this is not my favourite chocolate. It is still 74%. I like the Lindt chocolate, the 70 or the 85, because I really do believe it's made with better quality ingredients, less sugar, less cocoa butter. I only got this because all the other was sold out, along with everything else on the shelves. But I managed to get this, and it's okay. It tastes a bit more milk, like milk chocolate rather than dark. So again, whatever you like. Also, these are good. Rice cakes, of course, they have loads of different ones. They have sweet and savoury ones. So these are chocolate ones, and I do have some savoury ones. I'll show you those in a minute. They have lots of different flavours. So again, it just works. If you're into sweets and candy, these are the ones I have because a boiled sweet, God, I forgot what they're called in America now, but anyway, I have Werther's because they're just real buttery if I want something yummy. I do like my licorice, so the Fox's Glacier Mint and Licorice work for me. And if you just like your fruities, they're the fruit boiled sweets. I like those. Or if I know I'm just wanting to choose something, I do have the sugar-free gum. This is bubblegum flavour, again, the only thing I could get. But again, it works for me. I'm just suggesting different things. I wouldn't suggest a whole load of chewing gum because it does set off the juices in your stomach and sometimes make your stomach expect something it's not getting. Again, I'm just giving you all these different options. All right, so there are a number of sweet options. I hope that all sort of makes sense to you. All right, so let's get on to the salty ones because I know this is proving to be a long session, but I'm really hoping it's useful for you. As I say, I'm now feeling a little bit guilty. I have so many yummy things around. Okay, so salty stuff. Okay, obviously your nuts, fantastic for you, particularly almonds. Careful on the peanuts, but almonds are really, really good for you. They've got selenium in them, which help control your appetite. So nuts, fantastic, just not too many because they are still high fat content. Cheese, as I said, I do go for low fat cheeses. Oh my God, I love cheese. See, there's a theme here. Anything beginning with C, there's chocolate, there's cheese. I'm sure there's some other things. Cottage cheese, there we go. I knew there were other things beginning with C. But I go for the low fat cheese. I love these cheese slices, the light ones. And I don't usually get the very light ones of these, but again, these were all that were left. But the Laughing Cow cheese triangles, they're fantastic. And you can mix them with the nuts, you can mix them with crackers, all sorts of things. So I've got my cheese crackers here, water crackers, and I've got some cheesy ones in the bottom, not many of those left because I love those. I love them so much. I actually got a mini, oh, very loud. I got a mini packet, all that was left. And if you want some other crackers, obviously you can get chips. I do like my cheesy ones. I'm a fan of cheese. Or you just get the plain ones if you just have this pure salty desire. Also, again, on the crackers and everything, don't forget your peanut butters or your Marmites. With the peanut butter, get the peanut butter in a jar that's just made with peanuts and salt. It tastes great, it's just the same. Well, okay, it doesn't taste as sweet. That's good, your taste buds will shift. So get the peanut butter like that, sold in every supermarket. Or if you really want to be ultra good with your fat intake, get the powdered peanut butter on Amazon and mix it with water, and that's good too. I do this because I will eat the whole jar of normal peanut butter. This is my control way of doing it. Again, you got to find what works for you. Okay, other things. Cottage cheese. It's a great snack. You can mix it with celery, carrots, lettuce leaves on a cracker with peanut butter and Marmite. Again, a great healthy snack. Because it's cheese, I do get the low-fat version. If you just want, sometimes you might think you're thirsty. I haven't had these yet, but I used to drink a lot of these, the cuppa soups. Great way to just fill up with a snack and get rid of that desire. And also I do reach out for hard-boiled eggs. Notice I've got an H on it, so I don't think it's a real egg and go crack it. Not that it matters this way round. Yes, I have done it the other way around, thinking it was hard-boiled. No, not so clever. But hard-boiled eggs are great to reach out during the day. Love that. Okay. Some other savoury snacks that I don't have. Yes, there are some things I actually don't have. Hummus and salsa. Again, you can have those with carrots, celery, peppers, cucumber. Protein bars. There's loads of different protein bars. I will be talking more about those because they vary crazily with their fat content, their sugar content. And really, are they a good replacement for anything? But there are some okay ones out there. You can get crisps, they're called snap pea crisps, and they're made of snap peas, and they're great. Again, just be careful with quantity. You can get all your jerkies, your beef jerky, but get your turkey jerky, or your beef jerky, or, God, I think they do different types now, or turkey pepperoni. They are high in sodium, so watch that. What about your other spreads, like sandwich spread? That's got a lovely tangy flavour, great on a cracker, a Rivita. And you can also get little packets of seaweed snacks. So good for you. So many options, and I'm sure I've barely touched on it, but I think that will keep you satiated for now. Okay, so desserts. Okay, a lot of people automatically reach out for a dessert after a meal. I really do want you to question yourself again. Is this just a habit? Do you really need it? Or will something else just fill that desire instead? So any of the sweet snacks I've mentioned will do. All of those. You can mix them, match them with different things that you want. If you're making certain desserts yourself at home, you might want to look for low-fat recipes and switch out low-fat, fat-free milk, non-fat evaporated milk. Use low-fat yogurt in cooking instead or in your desserts. Low-fat cheese, sour cream, cream cheese. So you can swap out and make substitutes really, really well. Okay. Obviously fresh fruit, another good thing for dessert with some, oh yes, mustn't forget my favourite, squirty cream. How much of this do I eat a day? Probably too much. Everybody has to have their guilty pleasure, but I love it on all sorts of things, so it works for me for snacks and desserts. I put it on pretty much all the sweet stuff I showed you. No, I don't put it on the salty stuff just yet. Ask me 2 weeks more into isolation and lockdown. I might be doing anything and everything. Okay, if you do have to buy canned fruit, and I really don't eat it, I do my fresh fruit. I'm now onto my frozen fruit because I'm out of fresh fruit. And I always keep emergency supplies. But if you do, please just do yourself a favour and always get it in fruit juice. Don't load on that syrupy sugar. God, I'm not talking right, am I? Syrupy sugar. Boy, oh boy. So do yourself a favour with that. Okay, all right. Oh, don't forget, you can always cook fruit. Baked apples, baked pears are just scrumptious, topped with a dollop of low-fat vanilla yogurt, whipped cream, yummy. Also, a wonderful thing you can do is puree any fruit. If you just puree strawberries, apricots, peaches, nectarines, it makes a lovely sauce on low-fat ice cream or yogurt or something. Oh, by the way, frozen yogurt, I do want to mention. With frozen yogurt, be very careful, because if you get fat-free frozen yogurt, it is loaded with sugar. Again, I think you've got that message by now, so be careful. Obviously, chocolate, you can melt it in the microwave and drizzle it on everything, or dip your strawberries. Just all delicious. So all those things are great. Rice pudding, a couple of things. Do you remember when I mentioned those shirataki noodles? You could get it in rice. So you can make rice pudding out of those, and then you mix in the stevia or something, mix on some of your syrup on top, or your fruit puree, anything like that. So that works well. And also, don't forget, I mentioned the chia seeds. Once you soak these in water overnight, you can make a great pudding or rice effective pudding out of these. And they're so good for you, full of antioxidants and fiber. So yes, and obviously when they're full of water, hydration as well. Though they are great. Don't forget as well your drinks after dinner. It just might be all you need just to fill that sweet gap. A low-cal hot chocolate might be great with skimmed or semi-skimmed milk. Or think about some great teas you can get. You can get the fennel, it's licorice flavour. And so natural and fantastic for digestion. Obviously you can get the orange, the fruity teas. It might just be all you need. So lots of things to think about. I think I have got to the end of my list here. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything out. Okay, so yes, hopefully that's given you more than enough to occupy your shopping lists online right now. Hopefully not to spend extra time in the supermarkets, because they are doing the one-way system around them now. Haven't gone to that yet, but that's going to be an interesting experience. Okay, all right, to sum up, and sorry this is longer today, but it is a big topic. To sum up and to repeat myself, you can have your cake and eat it. I think that's very clear now. And, you know, to do with savoury and sweet stuff. But you can choose a healthier cake most of the time. If you don't want to and just have the full fat, full sugar version, great. Just be careful of how much and how often, depending on your weight and health goal. Okay, watch the amount of artificial sweeteners. You do want to be careful on those, because not only are they not good for you, it will make you crave more sugar. Just be aware of that. Be aware that dairy is fine if it's low fat. That's all good. Again, if that's your goal. And just be aware of all these things. How much, how often, and how frequently. Oh, and I did have something else. Oh yes, quite like this, it made me laugh. So if all that hasn't motivated you to think of healthier options or think of something else, I found this. Again, social media is just going wild right now, but I like this. So hopefully you can read it. If I can read this back foot. How to stop eating during quarantine? Wear your swimsuit instead of your pajamas. You're welcome. Oh, that made me laugh. And it made me laugh because it's so true. I think if any of us got out our swimming costume right now, oh my God, would that make you stop and rethink and take some different action? Maybe I should have just started with that. Maybe this session should have just been 30 seconds long of me holding that up and saying, hey, there you go, that's it, go and do it. Whatever works for you, I hope I've sparked some action and reaction and some different ways of thinking. All right, so tomorrow I'm going to be talking about lockdown libations, all things alcoholic and non-alcoholic. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so you get notified when the new videos come up. Please do share around. The more people, I would love to benefit from this. I am not doing this for any business reason. I haven't done any coaching to do with Naked Health for a few years yet. I'm doing it because I hope you can see I'm passionate. And I think when people are stuck at home, it's a great time to start doing things differently and shifting those lifestyle habits for lockdown and beyond. All right, so I look forward to seeing you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye for now.